we create another instance of Commvault and its backend database on the primary CommServe first. And this activity needs to be done in a maintenance window, so that while doing this activity, if there are any disruptions to the backup operations or production backup operations, uh, it will get covered from an audit and compliance perspective. So it's better to do this preparation as well as configuration during a maintenance window time period within a customer's IT environment. Okay, let's get started. Manu, can you please share your screen?
Yes, sir. Can you see my screen, sir?
Yes. So on the primary console, we will go to the Commvault console, Java console, and on the standby CommServe virtual machine, we were completing the installation yesterday. During the installation process, the software download was taking a lot of time. So we also started one more thing in parallel, which was creating a pre-packaged installation file. That is something you can do for various software components of Commvault, because many a times during a production environment, the machine on which you want to install Commvault may not have direct access to the internet, and it would be behind a firewall inside a DMZ network, uh, with very limited access or no access to internet. So what you have to do is you have to create a software package. Okay, instead of the software trying to download at the time of installation, you have to create a package in another machine and then do a file transfer to a machine where it will get scanned for malware and things like that. And then from that machine, after it gets sanitized, after it gets checked, it will that installation package file will be transferred securely onto the actual machine where you would want to perform the package installation. Okay, you forgot the password. So we started that as well yesterday. Hopefully that also got completed, or I don't know whether the VM was in suspended state. We'll have to check that. So currently we are facing an issue. We are unable to log into the Java console. This is on the master server, right?
Yes, sir.
Com
Master
server.
server. Mm-hmm.
So we are trying to troubleshoot. So go to
Insta.
oh god, okay. Yeah, we see the instance 2 there, and under host name, we see the same server name. So this is an indication that instance 2 has been created, and very likely there is a standby CommServe as well, though in our environment now, we haven't configured it as such yet, which we are going to do today. So, Manu, can you go back to the other machine, standby machine? Yes. Can we see if the installation got completed yesterday? Looks like yes. Now we need to install the failover Commvault failover component. So again, we run the setup installation file from the extracted package. Choose the language. Click on next. Accept the end user license agreement. Choose install package. Select the right maintenance release and say install ComServe failover. The reason why we are doing these two things separately and we didn't choose it the last time is we have seen issues in production environment. If we try to install the actual ComServe and the ComServe failover together, both the packages, and many a times you had to do the reinstallation again, and hence due to our past experiences in customer scenarios, we have found this way where it works. In this way, or in this method, when you are creating the standby ComServe, we first install the only the ComServe components along with the backend databases, single instance. Once that installation is completed, then we run the installation again, but this time choose only the failover component. And this that is what we are about to complete now. Is downloading the maintenance release. And you go to the task manager. In the meantime, let us go back to the primary COMSERV and look at some other options. Okay. Let us look at what kind of alerts we can generate. Yeah. Go to console alerts first. So from home, we go to console alerts. Right. So this is going to give you a view of all the alerts that happen in the system in the recent past. You can see the severity. If it is related to any particular machine or client, you can see it in the client name, but it's not listed. So these are all system-wide alerts. You can see when it was detected, under what criteria, so on and so forth. You can pin an alert if you want to. And the moment you click on any alert, you can see certain details at the bottom. If it has not been resolved, it will show up as an active alert. You can see it there. Okay. Now, can you now go to configure alerts? Yes. Now here you see a lot of categories with respect to the alerts. Um, they are categorized under three different columns, right? So you can see the name, you can see the category, and you can see the alert type. And then you can see the status. If you see a checkbox, that means that alert is currently enabled in the system. Inside this box, you will see maybe around 150 to 200 predefined alerts, and many of them are already checked by default. Okay. Manu, can you please scroll inside the box? Yeah, keep scrolling slowly. So these are categorized into various categories. You can see job management, configuration, media management, software update related alerts, operational related alerts, so on and so forth. Okay. And you will see that the moment it is status is checked as right, you will see that you will be able to select that alert. No backup for last 7 days. Let's select that alert. The third one from the bottom. Once you select that alert, you can see its summary at the bottom. Okay, it says what is alert category, alert type, alert criteria, and what notification type is it. So the email will come and console alerts. That means you can see it in the background, right? You saw some list of console alerts, right? So you will see it there, and it will be displayed under which user master. If there is any other sender name, it will show sender's email ID, it will show. If SMTP is not configured, then it will by default show this user Commvault at the host name or the client name of the master server, and to which all agents it applies, all agents. Okay. And right now it is all grayed out because Banu has unchecked it. Okay. The moment you check it back again, it will become bright and active. Enable. On the right hand side, you have enable button. You click on that enable button and that alert will get enabled. Select that again. No backup for last 7 days. I think the ComServe has gone slow in response. In the meantime, let's check the other machine. The status of the installation. Yeah, we are done. So you can give the client name. It has automatically taken instance 2 because it's the failover one. Then the host name, which is the machine name. Click on next. Now enter with which master server you want to associate with. So Praveen, here it's we are not dependent on the FQDN. This host name can be different from that of your primary or the master ComServe. Okay. So
Yeah,
Manu, yeah, since we don't have a DNS, we are giving the IP address here. And if you have a proxy server, you will select via local HTTP proxy. And if you want the second one, ComServe will connect to this computer to finish registration. So registration is the process of creating that client computer inside the master server. On the left hand side browser, we see the various machines, right? Client. So there it should get visible and it should get enabled. So that process is called as registration. So this standby ComServe should also get registered as a client inside your primary master server. Okay, that process is you can do it manually or you can do it automatically as well. Yeah, click on next. Now we enter the credentials. This would be the credentials of the primary ComServe or the primary master server. It is trying to connect to that IP over the network on a particular port number, and that port number is mentioned in the documentation of Commvault. That port needs to be kept open over a secure channel across these two machines. And what it is essentially trying to do is the various ComServe processes are trying to create a secure data pipe between the master server and the standby ComServe over which the metadata of the ComServe will start flowing. So it will open sockets, TCP sockets, it will run listeners. So all these kind of backend process will be going on. You can see them. So Bhanu, can you go to the process manager? Commvault process manager. Yes. And go to processes. Just drag this window a little towards the right. Yeah. So you can see that CVODS is one process. Can you expand that process? CVO, yeah, further expand it. And then you have the GX admin, and then you have the indexing service. And down below, we have the common ComServe services, CVD, CVFWD, and CVMountD. These are the main processes of Commvault. And then you have the other processes. So we were looking at alerting, right? So that alerting happens through this CV message queue. Okay. And then you have the job manager for job management, then event manager for event management, then for backend writing media manager. This is very important process because this is the one which actually writes the data whenever you have a media agent installed on that machine. This process is the one which is responsible for writing data to the backend storage. And then you have the MongoDB process. Then you have the backend SQL Server process. So this is evidence that both MongoDB and SQL Server are running on the same machine. And then you have the Tomcat. This is the web service. So the command center which Banu was trying to open through a web browser to manage the Commvault environment. So this Tomcat service is responsible for displaying that web UI. Okay. So if your web UI is not functioning, the first service you want to come and see is this Tomcat. And you see it's using a tremendous amount of memory because that's what HTML and web services do. They take up a lot of memory. And this is the reason why in a typical three-tier application, you will split the installation of multiple layers and multiple services across machines. The way you do it for Zabbix, right? You install the Zabbix core components on a different machine and you install the backend PostgreDB on a different machine, right? And then you install a Zabbix proxy on a different machine. Exactly the same way here in Commvault, you are in a production environment. You are not going to have ComServe, media agent, virtual server agent, indexing servers all in the same machine. No, you will split all of them across multiple machines. Okay. And we will create redundancy there also across physical machines, across virtual machines. So we prepare a very detailed architecture before we implement it. And each and every smallest detail is captured in that architecture before it gets implemented because it has to go through the change process of any particular company. So that is the reason why I keep giving you this background so that you are aware of the impact each and every action you take will create. And at no point of time you can afford data loss. At no point of time can you afford downtime. So these are the kind of environments in which we need to operate. And hence knowing these detail will help you to troubleshoot faster because trust me, in the last 26 years of my career, I have never ever seen two customers having exactly the same environment. It just never happens. Praveen, correct me if I'm wrong.
I do agree.
So you can never be prepared enough. Okay, the only way you can prepare yourself is by having your basics right. And once you have your basics right, doesn't matter what kind of environment it is, you will come through with a successful installation and configuration. Okay. So uh, practice is the only way out. And for each of these processes, the moment you click it, you can also see the logs there. So this also helps you to troubleshoot. There is one more uh, tool which Commvault has given called GXTail. We will have a look at it little later after a few more classes. Okay, so we are done with the installation of the standby ComServe. So we can click on finish. You can close the process manager as well. Yeah, and we go to the primary ComServe. Master will get back to alerts again in a little while after we complete our configuration of standby ComServe. Click. You can close this window, Bhanu, and let's see if that machine got registered. Refresh. We didn't select auto registration, right? So it may not have got registered. This console is slow. Uh, what is the other Commvault running on the taskbar down below? Hmm. Yes, we got it. So the standby ComServe is visible here. So Bhanu, let's go ahead and complete the configuration. So you go to Home, Control Panel, and then ComServe Live Sync. We click on that. So after we see the standby ComServe here, now you can see under the nodes, they are grayed out now. Okay. But you can just click on now, enable ComServe. So all our prerequisites are met. We have created the instance 2 on the original primary ComServe. That has to be done during a maintenance window. Second, we have installed the ComServe and the ComServe failover component on the standby ComServe. And we made sure that the network connectivity is also there between these two machines over specific ports. During the time of installation of the failover ComServe on the standby machine, it has asked us details of the primary ComServe here. We entered those details, which is the host name or the IP address, and we gave the credentials, admin credentials as well, due to which the installation process there was able to successfully register itself to the master server here. And that is the reason why the master server here is able to recognize the other machine's second instance as a passive master server. You can see that on the top. You can see that on the column, status column. The current primary master server will always show as active, and every other machine, every other standby machine, and you can have multiples of them for a single master, will show as passive here. And then you see it is associated with which storage policy at the bottom. You can see ComServe DR. Now, if this is the default one, okay, if you remember during some of our previous classes, we had discussed about how the ComServe protects itself, its own configuration data. So the moment the moment we install a prime ComServe on a machine. And in the console, we create a storage pool. Immediately, this storage policy gets automatically created, automatically scheduled, and automatically the first ComServe DR backup also gets configured. Okay. Now you can use the same storage policy, which means the same schedule and same configuration details to be replicated to the standby ComServe. But if you have any environment specific restrictions or additional um, requirements, for example, some defense sector and you know investigative uh, environments, for example judiciary, okay, you can never delete even a single record. It has to be stored infinitely. So but in ComServe DR storage policy the default retention is I think 30 days if I'm not wrong. Now obviously then you cannot use that. You have to either modify this storage policy or you have to create a new storage policy for the standby ComServe data protection. Okay, because ultimately you're doing that only, you're protecting the data of your primary master server, its configuration details, the backend databases, the logs, okay, the licensing, the reporting, alerting, all these things, job management, all these things. So ultimately, it translates into a storage policy in Commvault terminology. Okay, now for now we will use the existing storage policy, but you can create a new one as well. You go to connectivity tab on the top. So if there is a firewall or a gateway in between, you can select that and then go to synchronization schedule. The default is every 15 minutes, it will keep syncing with the standby ComServe. So we can leave it at the default and then alerts. See, right now there is no alert configured, and this is the reason why I was talking about alerts a little while back. So this is a very important process, and definitely you should add an alert for this. So we will do that now. We will create add alert. You have to give a name. So the default name is ComServe LiveSync Alert. It is under the category of operation. Now click on next. Alert criteria. So when you should get an alert or when the customer team should get an alert on which process or on which action. So for every activity, if you want, then you choose the first one, which is failover activity. You want alert only for when the failover gets completed, then you choose the second one. If the failover is failed, you will choose the third. If the failover is started, you will choose the fourth. If the passive node is not reachable, this one is very important. So you have to select this. Production ComServe is not reachable. Definitely you need an alert for this. So we will select this. And production ComServe not running. This is also very important as it impacts the SLAs. So we will select this. And the next bottom box below, send individual notification for the alert. This is also something that we will select. We don't want a combined alert for each of these events. We need specific alerts with specific event IDs, specific timestamps. Then click next. Now here it is asking what kind of an alert you want to send and how. So the first is language, second severity. So severity, you want the system to automatically assign a severity, or you can select a severity from here. So we will select here severity as highest. So instead of auto pick, you select that drop down box and we say critical, right? Now, if you want an email to be sent, then this first tab email you have to start configuring. You have to select send email notification, and then you get to choose the alert category and alert type. Click on that in the middle, alert category and alert type. Drop down box is there next to add token on the top. Yes. So if you want anything to be inserted into the body of the alert, you can select what is that parameter you want to insert and where. So in the bottom section, you can choose the area where you want to insert a particular parameter. So Bhanu, you can see under detected criteria, there is a blank space. Can you select that blank space in the bottom part? Yes.
No, sir.
Uh,
Not allowed.
no, select the right hand side box next to comment in the bottom,
Hmm.
next to comment.
No, sir.
Okay, just in the drop down list box on the top, alert
Hmm.
category, alert type, scroll down, just add alert time and click on add token. Yeah. So like that, it will get added. Okay. Whatever you select there. So similarly in the subject also you can do, and you can do a lot of formatting. Okay. All that you can do, you can use default message. You can select HTML type email also. You see at the bottom, HTML type email also will come, or text type email also will come. Okay. And if you want the detail to be added as attachment, you can do that. Okay. Now, yes, that button. Now you see that all the other uh, options are grayed out. Yeah. Can you click any one of them?
No, sir.
No, right? Yeah. So those need to be separately configured. Okay. They have to be enabled first and then separately configured. So you can see that SNMP is there, then console alerts is there, then SCOM is there. You can integrate with a workflow engine. You can run some script. Okay, run command is there. You can save as a file. So there are quite a few options and integrations with ITSM platforms like ServiceNow, messaging queue like RabbitMQ, Jira, PagerDuty, all, and then SMS gateway, WhatsApp gateway, all those are also available. Okay, but those need to be configured separately. That we will discuss at a later point in time. For now, we will click on next and finish configuring this alert. Click on next. Okay. So this is the recipients you have to give here. Email should be sent to whom, sender name and all those details. Right now, since we do not have a mail server, so we will just skip this. Click next. And then any particular user you want to add, that only if if this user gets authenticated, then only this alert will be sent. Then you can click on add and specify that particular user. Then click on next. Gives you a summary. Then click on finish.
Done, sir. Added.
Okay. Now you can click on OK here. That's okay. Click on OK. On the taskbar, Bhanu, next to Chrome, which is the other Commvault?
Process manager.
Yeah, can you close this? Okay. First time it's going to take a little bit
Yes.
of time. Can you check the task manager once? Okay. Memory. Memory is performing the bottle is proving to be the bottleneck here. Go to the performance tab. And now CPU also. Oh, it's clocking 100%. So as you can see, this is a very memory intensive and CPU intensive process. And this is exactly the reason why we have to do this configuration during a maintenance window. Because if we don't do it in a maintenance window, if there are hundreds of other backup jobs that are already running and you're trying to do this configuration, one, this configuration itself will get delayed a lot. And second, all those backup jobs, restore jobs, reporting jobs, everything will get impacted. And that is the reason why it's advisable to do this during a maintenance window when there are no backup jobs running and the ComServe is not loaded with activities. Make sense, guys?
Yes, sir.
Anu, can you open Commvault Process Manager and let's see the CVD live log. Go to the CVD process. Yeah, account view logs. Come down. Live logs, live logs. On top, there was a folder. It's empty. Mm. Go back. Go to CVD. Mm. Open. Scroll down. Mm. Go to CVFWD log. Yes, that one. Open, open. Yeah. We see here successfully completed client connection 2224. Okay, just a few minutes back, 1 minute back. Completed client connection. You can see the process also, colon CVD process. Oh, there is an error. Manu, can you scroll right? Mm,
So IP address tunnel ignore.
Okay, node failed, no direct tunnel. Hey, just check readiness, but go back now. But again it says completed client connection.
Completed client connection. Okay. Done,
Okay,
sir.
go back. It's done now. Okay. So it was a networking related thing, I
Mm-hmm.
think. It was trying to establish connection for a long time, but it's done now. Yeah. You see active and passive configure. Okay. Can we?
Schedule will be created. I think
No, no. Okay. Go to CV failover manager. Start. Click on start. Ah, you see the active node status is green. Can you maximize this window? Yeah. So you see the node name, production node, that's the primary COM serve. Its instance 2, status is green. Then passive node and its status is green. Okay. If you want to run a failover, you can select onto which machine you want to do a failover, and under the failover type, if it is written as test, it will only test the failover, but it will actually not do it. When you actually want to do the failover where production starts getting run from the standby console, then you choose the last option. Okay. And here one problem is there. We are unable to see the last sync time. It says not available. So that's not a good sign, because it should show that, if you remember while doing the configuration, we saw that every 15 minutes it will get updated. So the first update has not completed yet. Okay. So what we will do is we will try to force it by doing a test failover. Yeah. Click on now initiate failover button in the left hand side bottom. Let's see. Confirm. Okay. View details. Checking if the node is reachable. Sending the request to make the other node active. Checking prerequisites. It's done. And then you see on the top, the production has gone to yellow. Okay. And here in the activity in the bottom, you can see disable restore schedule for node. Okay. No ComServe SQL live sync jobs are running. Perform last sync up before failover. So we are forcing it to do. So let's see. Can you check the job controller in the Commvault Java console? Hmm. You see, there is a job that got started, which is called a CV failover log shipping subclient under the master server, and the job type is full. Double click on it. Why is it waiting? What is it waiting for? Go to streams. Mhm. Attempts. Now it has started running.
Running, sir.
Go to events. Refresh. Status. Converted to full. Refresh. Hmm. Can you expand this a little? So here you can see under SQL Server, can you expand the first column? First column. No, I'm saying, can you please expand the first column? Yeah. So you can see what is the SQL Server instance, and you can see the exact database name. You can see these are the backend databases that need to be synced to the standby ComServe. The first three have been completed, and it is showing you the exact timestamp. And the LSN, logical storage node. LSN means logical storage node. It is basically a pointer to the backend media or storage. Can you scroll to the right? And from where this got initiated? Okay, fine. Can you go to streams now? Nothing here. Attempts. Is it done or what? Okay, database backup. Okay, it's completed. Yeah. Can you go to progress? Completed. Yeah, job is done. Click on close. Yeah. And then replication job also happened. Double click on that replication job. So it took a backup of the this one. Yeah. Double click. This also completed. Go to events. Hmm. Okay, now you have to see one thing. Which machine the backup job completed and on which machine the restore completed. Can you see the difference? Anu, can you scroll this a little down? Bring this window down. And in the backend job controller, can you expand the client computer machine name? So it did a backup job from client computer, the instance 2, which is the standby com serve. This machine name is the standby com serve. Our master server, sorry, this is the master server, right? ABAJ. Yes, this is the master server.
This is the master server.
Yeah. So in the from the master server, you initiated the SQL log shipping, the database log shipping, which was the backup job ID 1055. Okay, the previous job. And once that got completed, then it automatically initiated one more job called as a replication job. And during the replication job, we can see under job ID 1057, now in the events box, it is a restore and it happened on which machine? Is this the same as the master server? No. This machine is the standby ComServe. So what it did, it took the backup of the SQL database and all the other databases which we saw from the primary ComServe, did a data transfer over the network to the standby ComServe, and in the standby ComServe took that data and completed a restore operation into the standby ComServe. And that's how it synced the data between both the machines. And we are able to see the complete evidence of it in the logs, in the job controller. And now it says this is done. Okay. So click on OK here on this. Any questions? Okay. Now we go to the CV failover assistant wizard. Yes. So we see it is still progressing.
It's failed, sir.
No, but then something happened after that. Enable restore schedule for code. So test failure is still in
This
progress.
live stream should be complete, sir. First live stream should be complete before we initiate the file.
Correct.
Hmm.
So do one thing. Go back to Commvault console. See the subclient there under master server. The master server instance 2. Yes. Yeah, expand the CV failover log shipping. Hmm. Right click on it. Go to backup history. List all. Yeah. The first one completed. Yeah. Double click on that. Why it failed? Failed to start.
Hmm.
So can we resubmit this job?
Another backup is running for client.
Okay.
Steps.
So the first one didn't complete in 15 minutes, I think. But no, it took only 2 minutes. 31 to 33. 10:31 to 10:33.
It started immediately.
Hmm. Okay. So do one thing. You run one more job on this manually. Go to schedule policy.
Schedule, sir. Hmm.
System created
Yeah,
failover
this one
schedule.
failover schedule.
Yes. You can say run immediately. Yeah. Go to job controller. Yeah.
Will ask for a pop-up. Mm,
Or go to the subclient and run
yes,
from there.
done.
It started. Yeah.
Mental
So this
lock.
is the default schedule. A weekly once full replication and then every day incremental.
Erase.
I think the console is slow today. Are there many other VMs running, Banu, on this?
No, sir. Only these two.
Okay. Any other heavy applications like browser
Mhm.
on
No,
your
sir. Only
personal?
Teams and this VMware workstation is running.
Okay.
My personal lab. This laptop is it using around 80%.
Hmm.
I can increase the RAMs if required.
On the fly,
Mhm.
just see the task manager. It's CPU and memory both are hitting 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, it's almost done. Wait.
Mm. So I can increase the RAM. Now I
Hmm.
can see that.
Okay, we see the last sync time now. You
Yeah.
can close this process manager. Now go to failover assistant. Maximize the screen,
Yes.
this window. Yeah. And now again we do initiate failover, but test. Failover type, we are test. Actual failover we'll do tomorrow. Okay. Initiate failover, confirm, view details. Can you increase the RAM and see if it speeds up the process? Go to services, click on status and see running services only. Scroll down. That's it. Okay. All I required. Check the again. It's waiting. No resources. Hey, go to the storage policy, Commvault DR storage policy.
Sir, all streams are used, it's saying, but no other backups are running.
That's what you go to that Commvault DR storage policy. Status is enabled.
Streams 3.
Increase this. Ten.
10.
Distribute data evenly. Select that and keep resource reservations cached for jobs on the storage policy. Select that also. Second one. Yes. Now go to copy precedence. Yeah. Go to associated subclients. Hmm. Go to advanced. That's fine. Click on OK. And can you enable deduplication? 1 second. Go back. Go back to ComServe DR. ComServe DR tab. Oh, it's closed. Okay. Can you enable deduplication?
E-
Hmm. Go to data path configuration.
Deduplication is disabled.
Why? Okay, go to retention. 15 days, 15 cycles. Okay. Extended retention. Remove extended retention. This is lab, right? Yeah. Go to data paths. Enabled. Okay. Click on that data path, then go to properties. Okay. Close this. Go to data path configuration. Round robin. Okay. Go to media. Not okay. Advanced. Fine. Okay. Click on OK. Yes. Completed. This one. It is by default added warm.
Condensed.
Hmm. So you cannot change the retention of the concept here. Good. This feature was not there earlier. Go to retention. See, it's not allowing us to change. Has to be kept for 6 months. Fine. Cancel. Go back to Commvault failover assistant. So this will eventually get completed and it will show that testing to this one got succeeded. So we will stop here for today and we'll continue again tomorrow. We are well ahead of our scheduled time. But thanks for your patience, everyone, and staying with us. Really appreciate it. We'll catch up again tomorrow, same time. Okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Have a
Thank
good
you.
night, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye, sir. Good night.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.